the All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is AC's Conversations.
AC's Conversations is about sports, music, TV, movies, and more.
Everything and more.
Everything is ready to go.
That include the latest news and rumors, along with interviews with the biggest names in sports and entertainment.
This
is AC's Conversations with your host,
News 8 Sports Director.
The man is the real deal.
Let's go to work, fella.
Anthony Calhoun.
We're here with our Colts Insider Kevin Bowen, and you saw those fans there. We know it's just week one, but when a team hasn't won a week one game in over, we think 12 years, you're going to see reaction like that. And man, what a performance by this football team yesterday against the Miami Dolphins. 33-8, the final. The Colts get the win, and there were so many great football on display on both sides of the ball, the special teams as well. I want to ask you this, though. What is your total takeaway from what you saw from this team yesterday against Miami?
Yeah, I think it's got to be the complementary nature on both sides of the ball. Last year, sure, in a game, maybe the offense played well. In a game, maybe the defense played well. But for both units to play that well in the same game, let alone, of course, the season opener, that to me stands out. I mean, AC, we talked about it last night. The Colts had 8 wins last year, all of them, though, by one score. Yesterday, they win by 25 points. Again, no team in the NFL with a bigger week one win. So I would say that's the biggest thing for me. Complementary football. New quarterback, new defensive coordinator. There should be growing pains, you would think. None of that yesterday.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, and it was pretty cool to see them get the job done there yesterday against the Miami Dolphins. You mentioned the quarterback, and how about the play from Daniel Jones? What we saw yesterday against a Miami team, and we're talking week one, so anything, you don't know what's coming your way as a quarterback from an opposing team, and what we saw yesterday from that quarterback was pretty impressive. 3 touchdowns on the day, close to 300 yards on the day for Daniel Jones. Give me your thoughts here. What did you like about what you saw from number 17?
Yeah, efficient, again, found guys in very kind of just simple manners, but yet when you add all that up, it can lead to a big day. One of his best throws you just saw right there to Michael Pittman Jr. for that touchdown. A little vintage Jacoby Brissett, if you will, with some of the QB sneaks out of Daniel Jones. But again, exactly what Shane Steichen thought he could do. Get the ball in the hands of playmakers. Doesn't have to be overly flashy down the field. And can we methodically move the football through the air? They played a ball control game.
Yeah.
It wasn't, though, Jonathan Taylor necessarily doing the heavy lifting. It was Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, indeed. What a day for him. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Colts had 7 possessions, and they scored on every single possession, which is an NFL record. Last time that happened, though, was back in 1978. So how about that? No NFL team has done that since 1978. So Shane Steichen had to make the tough decision a couple weeks ago to go with Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. From what you saw yesterday in that game, Shane's looking pretty good right now, but what did that move do for him as a coach?
Well, how about Shane Steichen not only naming Daniel Jones a starter, he takes the ball to start the game, and then they throw it on the first 5 plays of the game. 5 dropbacks for Daniel Jones to start that game. It's not like he eased Daniel Jones into this at all. That is who Shane Steichen is, and he is a believer in Daniel Jones. They basically have said our supporting cast around him, which includes Shane Steichen as a play caller, it's better than anything he experienced in New York. That's what they are banking on, and obviously you got to prove it for 16 more games and all of those cliches. But we haven't had a Monday like this in quite some time for Week 1 AC, so fans should feel however they want to.
Okay, and he's got some good weapons around him. One guy that really stood out was the Colts rookie Tyler Warren. What we saw from him had a lot of Colts fans feeling really good about his future here with your Indianapolis Colts. This guy had 7 catches, close to 100 yards. He had 9 different targets coming his way, and you can see the connection is going to be pretty special with those two.
Yeah, he is such a playmaker. The Colts have not had a weapon like this in quite some time, AC, and you saw his presence in the red zone, even when he's not necessarily catching balls. That Michael Pittman Jr. touchdown that we showed a few minutes ago, that's Warren's presence occupying some Miami defensive attention there to make the big play. So a great rookie debut. You mentioned the numbers. We haven't seen really a Colts tight end do that in several years. This is a player that dominated the Big Ten, and I think he's going to have a pretty seamless transition to being a playmaker in the NFL.
Yeah, and I go back to April, and I remember tweeting out, Colts, you better do whatever you can to go get Tyler Warren, and you can see it is paying off big time here for this football team. That is Kevin Bowen, our Colts Insider. He's with us every Monday, hopefully talking about Colts wins. Next up for the Colts, they get set to play host to the Denver Broncos to come to town on Sunday. Of course, we got you covered right here on Wish TV.
Discover more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to follow and subscribe to the AC's Conversations podcast and others on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Connect now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.